This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with two of the band members of the incredible band RAYLR and their amazing manager, Lauren. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at RAYLR's incredible song, What We're Here For.
What are we doing? Isn't that what we want to know? Running in circles, it feels like we've all got nowhere to go. Stuck in a cycle, vicious as it sounds. Scared to death, 'cause where the hell do we go when we get out? Hopped in a party bus with my best friends, all of whom I just met yesterday. Isn't that great? Headed off to another letdown. We tried to skip, but we just couldn't get around. Isn't that great? Every time we say we don't even know what we came for, but we go anyway. We don't even know what we're here for, just throw it all away. Ain't that the point of this anyway?
Well, hello, gentlemen, and Lauren. Nice to meet you all.
Hi.
Yeah, me too.
I want to begin first and foremost with you, Justin, on keys, producer, and also Richard, lead vocalist, also on guitar and one of the songwriters. I know that you are just two of the band members, but I want to begin with you, Justin. Talk to me a little bit about how you all came up with the song, What We're Here For.
Yeah. Well, what we're here for is actually Richard's baby. He kind of came to us with the demo one day, and we were like, dude, that's super cool.
So Richard, then why don't I just pivot to you, my friend? If it's your baby,
yeah.
we'll get back to you, Justin. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I wrote What We're Here For before RAYLR existed, and it came right at the start of the pandemic. Sitting in my room for too many hours a day, thinking around on the guitar, and was just thinking through a lot of college and a lot of just people our age, kind of living this life of, we're doing all these things and we're having fun and we're partying and we're hanging out with a lot of people, and at the end of the day, it's like, what's the point of all of it? Like, we don't know why we're doing it, but we're just gonna keep doing it because that's what everyone keeps kind of pushing. And so it was kind of my looking back and processing on a lot of the culture that I found myself around and seeing friends in, and it's a very almost sarcastic kind of jab at that whole lifestyle.
I love it.
It's a very kind of fun sounding song.
Well, I also love how unapologetic you are about it all. And I think it's an emotion that a lot of people are thinking about now. I think as artists especially, right? We've had these last 2 years to really sit still with ourselves and really try and figure out what our why statement is. Like, why are we doing this? Sometimes we can't even describe it. Sometimes we just have to do it. And, I want to know for you, Justin, how this amazing band got together in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of like a random shuffle of people, and it was kind of like Richard and Taylor, our other guitarist and vocalist, they were like hanging out and making music, and then me and Richard were hanging out and making music, and then we kept going to Brendan, our bassist, and Garrett, our drummer, and being like, hey, can you, like, we made this song, can you like play drums or play bass on it? And after a while of kind of doing that process separately, we were like, well, what if we just like made it, one unit and like called it like a band thing? And it was kind of a joke at first, but eventually we started we're like, oh, we have a show now. I guess this is like an actual band.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Lauren, how did you get involved with these guys?
Yeah, I actually begged them for multiple months. I was like, guys, you're not gonna go anywhere without an awesome manager like me.
Wow. I love it, Lauren. You're fierce.
I worked at a management company and I was really excited about their, abilities. They're so good and it like really makes no sense why they work so well together and why they sound so great after only being together for like a year, maybe a little less than a year.
It's lightning in a bottle, and you saw it.
Right.
The fact that you were able to see it, but then also push them, it seems,
Yeah,
to get
absolutely.
out there.
Yeah, and they're great friends of mine already. And so I kind of just every time I saw them, I was like, "Did you guys find a manager yet? Do you guys need a manager yet?" And they finally caved.
See, this is a story that's going to be on like the Today Show with Hoda and Savannah, like how the band got together. And like you guys are just going to be like, we just write in our bedroom. And Lauren's going to be like, yeah, that's what you thought. But I always knew you were stars. You're welcome. 20%. Okay. Listen, you all are amazing. I want to talk a little bit about you. I feel like RAYLR, I feel like there's something, there's a wink to a lot of what you do. There's this sense of humor to all y'all. I just said all y'all, and I'm from New York. Like, make sense of that. But whether it's your Instagram, your TikTok, talk to me, Richard, a little bit about how you and the band are able to not only showcase your talents, but also you guys are just real young people of the planet. Is that important to you to just kind of get that relatable, not fakeness out there?
Yeah, I would say 100%. It's very important to all of us. We care a lot about making good music that we like, that other people like, and we care a lot about being good guys and not making those two different worlds. We've had a lot of conversations of just like whether it's songwriting and lyrics or content or how we're dressing or whatever. It's just like, okay, we can push it a certain way, but we don't want to become untrue to who we are. And I think even in terms of when we're thinking about future merch lines and everything, it's like, what are some ways that we can give people RAYLR items that represent a little piece of who each of the five of us are?
I love that.
The music.
So everyone will get like almost an emotional takeaway. And
yeah, and I think it makes us a lot more personable and it allows people to connect with us better.
That's amazing. Richard, can you give us a little, or Justin rather, Justin, I'll go back to you now. Justin, can you give us a little sneak peek of maybe some of the things you guys are working on now that haven't been released yet that we all can, I don't know, just wait in anticipation for?
Yeah, well, we're currently working on the EP. It's going to be probably about 6 songs, including Safe One and What We're Here For. So yeah, we all live together, so we just kind of like go into each other's rooms and work on different songs together.
You guys have like your own retreat. It's your own creative writers retreat.
Yeah.
And do you have Lauren just like showing up someday, like at that window behind you going, stop playing video games, why aren't you working?
No, I show up with donuts at every one of their rehearsals to make sure they're happy.
I can't. Lauren, you're amazing. Lauren, I want to know from your perspective, and I really love that you're joining the conversation. Rarely do we get, the artist management agent involved in these conversations, but it's important because you as a manager, you have the opportunity to be at 30,000 feet to not only work on the day-to-day, but the big picture. What is the big picture for you for RAYLR?
The big picture. I would say that RAYLR is just like as a band, like they're just a group of people who just represent like so many weird different backgrounds of life and experiences. And they came together to just kind of like bring their creative differences. Like we've got Garrett, who's a insane jazz drummer. We've got Brendan, who is also in a country band. And then you've got, you know, Taylor on guitar, and Justin, who, you know, grew up playing keys in church, and Rich, who's been writing songs forever. And you put that together and they're just like I was saying before, like, it doesn't necessarily make sense that a band would come together and be so good so quickly, but they literally, that's why I was so adamant about, like, you guys need someone to like help you, you know, go farther, because I was so adamant that, like, it's really weird that a group of guys coming together to form a band on their first show would be so good,
Yeah.
but they just locked, and it was wild.
Well, I think what you're bringing up too is, thank God they have someone like you, Lauren, because I'm looking at it right now, the way you describe it is these different patches of a quilt, in that they needed a thread to put it all together. And, you know, you are a thread that seemed to to be able to see from 30,000 feet all of the talents that are Justin, Rich, and the rest of the band members, all of these different genres and life experiences almost complementing one another. And I am so excited to continue to watch RAYLR and all of you, your stars rise. I'm so excited you're joining this incredible new social media platform, FENIX360, where you're going to be able to connect with artists all over the world. I mean, I literally had 5 interviews this morning with artists in Korea, Singapore, and China. And, you know, we have Grammy winners, Emmy winners, Tony winners. And, you know, I love also seeing the bands, many of whom, you know, have been around for 20, 30 years, but also to see that at the end of the day, you are a bunch of guys who just love to jam. And also, as I know from being a performer for many years, it's also about the hang. It seems like you genuinely like one another. And as you know, Lauren, that is, from an audience perspective, everything. Because once we know that we can genuinely see you all loving to play with one another, we're in as an audience. That was my soapbox moment that went on a little too long. But I want to leave final question for you, Rich. What are you most looking forward to in 2022 as we, you know, as we move forward, and what you are looking forward to, you know, in the band, and, you know, live performances, songs that are coming out, what?
Yeah, I think we have a really fun EP coming out with a lot of really good songs that we worked really hard on. So I'm really excited to be able to give that to the world, and get more than just our 2 singles out there. That's what I'm looking forward to the most right now, and all the work we're putting into it, and we're gonna keep putting into it. I think that's gonna be a really good time.
Incredible. Well, listen, Justin, Rich, 2 of the members of RAYLR, their incredible manager, Lauren. It is so nice to meet all of you. And once again, for more on RAYLR, you can read more about them right below this video. Thank you all so much, and it's so great to be connected.
Thank you.